Hi everybody, and welcome to your Real Estate 101 tips and tricks for the week of September the 15th, 2014. What a great week at Prudential Sussex Realty. We had a lot of fun starting out with our wonderful dinner party on Friday night, where Rhonda Kuntz and Ann Neely did a masterful job of putting on a great event that I think everyone had a good time at. We had 80 or 90 people who showed up to the event. We had wonderful music, good food, spectacular sunsets, and just an all in all great time. So thanks again to Rhonda and Ann for putting that together. Looking forward to seeing another one next September as we make this an annual event. Greg Pearson also put together a great little golf game for us on Friday morning. For those of us that were able to join him and play before we went for dinner, we all had a blast. There was about 20 of us that went out for golf. And then finally on Saturday, Stu Bell had his charity classic golf tournament raising funds for Lionsgate Hospital at Northland. So it was great to see so many Prudential Sussex Realtors out there supporting Stu and raising good money for a great cause. This week I thought we'd look at some really practical matters, starting off with something that I know affects many of you and cheeses off a lot of you, and that's cutting commissions. And it's really important for you to remember that you guys are worth every penny that you negotiate for. My advice when it comes to cutting commissions is don't do it. Whenever you can avoid cutting commissions, take a strong stand and find another solution. There's got to be another way. Sometimes the easiest thing to do is to throw a few bucks at the deal to make it come together. I strongly recommend that you not get into the habit of that. It really has an effect on your bottom line at the end of the day. The same goes for when you're taking a listing. If a client is looking for you to cut your commissions before you even have the listing put together and you agree, what are you telling that client? If Mr. Client comes to you and says, Alan, listen, the other realtor will do it for 7 and 2.5%, and you're looking for 7 and 3, and your first response is, well, okay, I'll do it for 2.5%. What's that telling him in terms of your negotiating skills? I think it speaks volumes about your ability to negotiate effectively for that consumer, and that's really what they're hiring us to do. My suggestion is, if they're looking for a little rub, try and add it on to the listing price. So if they're listing their home for $500,000 and they're looking for you to take off a percentage, it's going to equate to about $2,000 or $3,000, list the home for $503 and let me work for my commission. I'm going to earn you more than that at the end of the day, but if you need that extra $2,000 or $3,000, let's try and get it out of the purchaser, and I know that through my marketing and my expert negotiating skills, we're going to make that happen. Multiple offers are tricky. For those of you who have lots of listings, or you've been in the business a long time, or you're working with tons of buyers in a really hot market, you become familiar with the process of multiple listings. But for those of you who don't carry a lot of listings, or you're working in quieter markets, multiple offers can present a challenge, and you need to be expert in your advice to your clients throughout the process. If you have a listing and you're getting a lot of pressure on it, you feel like you're going to be getting multiple offers, you need to have some kind of a contingency if you want to be able to hold off on offers until the timing makes sense. You need to seek instructions, written instructions from your clients, limiting when those offers can be presented. Otherwise, the rules state that you need to present an offer because of your fiduciary responsibilities immediately upon receiving it. So if someone's trying to bully their way into having an offer presented and jumping the queue in front of everybody else, if you don't have the instructions in writing, you actually are responsible to present that offer to your sellers. That doesn't mean your sellers are responsible to respond to it, but you do have to present it to your sellers. So if you want to put the brakes on the process and set a time, say Thursday at 6 o'clock, we're going to be presenting all offers. You need to have those instructions in writing from your sellers beforehand. If you know it's a hot property and you're going to be getting a lot of offers, maybe you want to consider adding that to your Schedule A and putting it in your realtor comments to make it a contingent listing as recognized by the real estate board. We do have obligations to other cooperating agents. Our rules of cooperation state that when we're in multiple offers, we contact all the people that are involved and give them an opportunity to present a new offer and or stand on their current offer, but we do have to let them know about the multiple offer situation. So we've got an offer in hand and suddenly another offer appears. Now we're in multiple offers. We're not in multiple offers when another offer is threatened to be present. So if we've got an offer and we can respond to it until 9 o'clock tonight and another realtor tells us, hey, I've got another offer coming, hold on, you are not in multiple offers until such time as you actually have 2 offers in hand. In fact, it may be disadvantageous to your clients to be telling people about that first offer that you've got in your hand. Certainly you have to answer questions honestly. So if another realtor says, do you have another offer on the property? Your answer is either yes, no, or I've been instructed by my client not to advise you. Once we've got 2 offers in hand, we do have to contact all the parties and let them know that we're in a multiple offer situation. This would also be a good time to go back to anyone else who had expressed an interest in the property and let them know, hey, look, we're in multiple offers on this property. If your buyer is still interested, you showed the house yesterday and you want to participate, we're going to be presenting offers on Thursday at 6 o'clock. Feel free to attend. Then your job as the seller's agent is to present those offers in the order in which they were received. And that includes offers that you've prepared for your client. So you just put them in the queue. So if your offer was presented and submitted third in line and there's 4 offers to be presented, you don't save yours till the end. You present it in that third position. You lay all the offers out in front of your seller. Remembering that you do have to allow buyer's agents to attend their presentation of their offers, unless again you have instructions against that from your clients in writing. If you don't have it in writing, that other cooperating agent has the right, based on our rules of cooperation, to come and present the offer to the seller. So if your sellers are very uncomfortable, they're shy, they feel intimidated, get the instructions from them in writing in advance, maybe even on the Schedule A, stating that they will not allow cooperating agents to be present when they're presenting their offers for their buyers. And then my advice to you is to give the best advice possible to your clients once you've had a look at all the different considerations that are contained within the offers. Just treat them like you would your mom and dad or your children if they were reviewing these offers, and give them your very best advice. The only time this changes is when you're representing one of your own buyers in the situation in a limited dual agency situation. At that time, you have to limit your agency advice to what you've agreed to on the limited dual agency form. Let's talk about legibility in contracts. What we do know is that illegible contracts are not enforceable. Let me repeat that again. Illegible contracts are not enforceable at law. So if a judge can't read the contract, it's not enforceable. What we don't know is what a judge considers to be legible or illegible, and this is a subjective opinion. It becomes very complicated. But what I'd suggest to you is that our job is to have people enter into legible and enforceable contracts of purchase and sale. So you as a professional realtor need to make a determination. Is it reasonable that we could present this offer? Not necessarily offers with copies for clarity, but this offer, this one document, could we put that in front of a judge, and would the deal stick? That's your job to determine and make sure that that happens. We have to be putting people into enforceable contracts. So what do we do in the event that we have a contract that's starting to become illegible in our opinion? My suggestion is, if you're starting to see a contract degrade and it's going back and forth in the offer process, stop the process. Clean up the offer, send back a new counter offer that's clean and legible, or go back to the party that sent the illegible copy and ask them to get it to you in a different method. It's only reasonable that people are presenting us with legible copies. If you can't read it, don't be afraid to go back and ask for a legible copy. It's your job. Putting together a copy for clarity may help. A judge may look at the copy for clarity, or may look at the copywritten text prepared by the BC Real Estate Association in the hard wording of the contract and say, it's okay, I can't read this stuff. All I'm really concerned about is the price, the people, the property, and the terms. But what if he doesn't have that opinion? What if someone's looking for a way out? The safest thing to do is to get the situation rectified as early as possible. If you've got a deal done and you've received a final copy signed and accepted by the buyer or the seller, and we've got a done deal, then yes, I appreciate you do not want to open up the contract. We feel that we've got a firm and binding contract. However, there's things in there that we can't actually read. Here's some tips on how to set yourself up for securing that deal as quickly and as effectively as you possibly can. When we recently faced a situation where we had an agreed upon contract that was relatively illegible, we consulted lawyers to find out what the best course of action was, and what we were told was to prepare a new copy of the contract of purchase and sale that accurately reflected all the terms and conditions that were agreed upon, and then circulate it to the parties for signatures, but include the following in the addendum. This is a copy of the contract made, and then include the original contract date for clarification purposes only. This is prepared only to provide a legible copy. The parties agree that this is an accurate reflection of the original contract. In doing this, you protect your clients, protect your commission, and make sure that you get yourself a smooth completion on a deal. If you have any questions about the topics we've discussed today, or any other topics that you'd like to see addressed in these videos, please get a hold of me at alanstewart@prudentialsussexrealty.com.